Will Professor Florence Adeoti to find on the standing? It's my pleasure to present a brief about the inaugural lecture of today. Professor Florence Adeoti Yusuf is a specialist in guidance and counseling. She attended and earned Bachelor of Education, Master of Education, and PhD degrees, all in guidance and counseling from the University of Florence, Nigeria. She started her career as a pioneer academic staff member and lecturer too, the College of Education of this university, at the section of this university in 2007. This means that Professor Mrs. Florence Adeoti Yusuf has seen it all in this university. As a very brilliant, focused, highly committed, and exceptionally dedicated faculty member, she rose through the ranks to become a professor of guidance and counseling in 2020. Professor Florence Adeoti Yusuf has taught general education and subject matter guidance and counseling courses, both at undergraduate and postgraduate levels in this university. She has, at various times, combined her primary teaching responsibilities with various administrative and academic leadership positions and media structure. In the course of her 18-year career in this university, she has served as coordinator of the Department of Arts and Social Science Education, active head of the department, active director of quality assurance, and substantive director of entrepreneurship. In the last 3 years, Professor Yusuf served and is still serving as the provost of our College of Education, a position she also combines with the leadership of the Faculty of Education. Just last year, she was elected and subsequently appointed as the first female chair of the University's Committee of Provosts, Deans, and Directors. She has also served as a member of various university ad hoc and college-based statutory committees, and she's currently contributing to the State Universal Basic Education progress programs in this State. Professor Yusuf has made and she continues to make landmark footprints in the academy. She has successfully supervised several postgraduate students and published over 60 research articles in local and international journals. She has frequently presented numerous papers at local and international conferences. Our area of teaching and research focus is guidance and counseling, with emphasis on addressing behavioral problems associated with students and youth in general. Our work explores the need for the provision of psychological support through counseling, utilizing psychotherapeutic principles and techniques to resolve students' emotional, academic, and behavioral problems. Professor Yusuf is a member of several professional bodies that include Counselling Association of Nigeria Council, the Nigerian Society of Educational Psychologists, NISA, the American Psychological Association, APA, and Association of Professional Counselors in Nigeria, as well as the American Counseling Association for Professional Counselors. She has been involved in various community service activities, and I'm a witness to that. And she has served as excellent examiner for quite a number of foreign universities. She also keeps deploying her excellence to provide training and consultancy services, and has continued to resourcefully contribute to the development of educational curricula all over this country. Professor Mrs. Yusuf is happily married and blessed with children and grandchildren. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Mrs. Yusuf to deliver the 24th inaugural lecture of this university, titled Challenging Dominant Narratives, Heterodox, and Transforming Counseling Practices for Social Justice and Change. Professor Mrs. Yusuf.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research, Innovation Partnership, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration, the Registrar, Bossa, and the University Librarian, Provost of Colleges, Deans of Faculties, Director of Centers and Institutes, members of Senate and Congregation here present, visiting professors, scholars, fellow colleagues, distinguished students of our great university, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I deeply honor and gratitude to my Creator, the Almighty God, for granting me the gift of life state of identity versus role confusion, where individuals are also preoccupied with fantasy and uncertainty. I too experienced this confusion. At that stage, I mistakenly believed I was ready for adulthood and even requested marriage from my parents. While there was no issue of pregnancy or other pressures, the idea was purely a product of fantasy, for which I still reflect upon. My late father granted my request, while my mother accepted his faith with resignation to faith. My older siblings were deeply disappointed to see me fear off path that was otherwise expected in our family. In a family where academic achievement was highly valued, I chose a different path. Likely because there was no one to counsel me. My mother believed that the same approach used with my older sibling will work for me, but I needed someone who truly understood my unique challenges. At that time, I had no counselor to guide me through the complexity of adolescence and individual differences. However, I give God glory for the transformation in my life and for the opportunity to now help others to navigate similar challenges. Although it took me a longer time to reach my destination, I thank God for making my rehabilitation possible through the love and support of my siblings, my husband, and my strong determination. My interest in the field of guidance and counseling began when my younger brother helped me secure admission into the Department of Guidance and Counseling, University of Florence, in 1995. With the assistance of then head of department, Professor Inaugural, and the late Professor as I progressed in my study, I realized that this field was more than just an academic pursuit for me. It became an eye-opener to my past challenges, a sort of tool for my personal development and growth, and an avenue to assist others to develop their potential and make informed decisions in every aspect of life. Our society today is plagued with cultural norms and expectations that limit individual potential. Women especially are faced with social class disparities, stigma, gender roles and stereotypes, poverty and financial struggles, systemic injustice, inequality and social exclusion, peer pressure, bullying, body image concern and family conflict. Yusuf 2022. These issues call for counseling practice that will transform and bring changes to our society. It is against this background that I have titled this lecture as Challenging Dominant Narrative, Heterodox and Transforming Counseling Practice for Social Justice and Change. To begin this lecture, it will surely make some sense to start with the meaning of guidance and counseling and why it is necessary in any functional educational system. To a layman, the term guidance and counseling is no more than guiding and correcting people who require assistance. The term is more encompassing than this. Guidance is viewed as a number of highly specialized activities implemented by the specialists to help an individual in future. Yusuf 2019. Contemporary society is full of various sexual vices, ranging from crime to bullying, drug abuse, emotional abuse, sexual and domestic violence. These vices require comprehensive understanding and intervention, as they not only disrupt individual lives, but also undermine community stability and national progress. Addressing these challenges necessitated a multifaceted approach, which is better than the usual traditional counseling services. Counseling services that will address the prevailing societal vices and the oppressive behavior against youth, women, and vulnerable is such that we look beyond the conventional approaches and identify the underlying causes and the potential remedies. Traditional counseling often reinforces dominant societal narrative at the expense of the unique experiences of marginalized groups. Heterodox and transforming counseling practice challenge this narrative by ensuring the voices and the experiences of the oppressed individuals are heard. Traditional counseling practice have been criticized for perpetuating social injustice and neglecting the experiences of the marginalized community. Penny's 2020. In response, heterodox and transforming counseling practice have emerged, seeking to challenge dominant narrative and promote social justice by adopting a critical lens. Counselors can identify and respond to power structure that perpetuates inequality in our society. This approach emphasizes the need for social justice and liberation by addressing the root causes of mental health disparity. Counselors can work collaboratively with their clients to challenge oppressive systems and advocate systemic change in the society. Unemployment and poverty are significant contributors to social vices, such as gender-based violence as they create desperation. Yusuf 2017, Yusuf 2020. Moreover, societal acceptance of certain behavior, such as domestic violence, culture of silence and bullying, perpetuates these vices. Yusuf 2023. This narrative must change for the well-being of the victims, which are usually women and children. Overview of societal vices that require heterodox and transforming counseling practices. 1. The insidious effect of bullying and peer pressure in our society. Bullying is a perceived issue that has seriously impacted on youth and community. It's caused in various forms, including emotional bullying, verbal bullying, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Addressing bullying requires a proactive step involving clear definition, recognition of signs, and listening to concern. 80% of youth surveyed in Nigeria reported that peer pressure influenced their decisions, while 48.2% of those of them that use substances reported that they were initiated to substance use due to peer pressure after the top 2024. Strategies for coping with the peer pressure include fixing seeking support, reversing positive mindset, teaching bystander intervention techniques, and addressing cyberbullying. There is need to challenge these usual dominant traditional counseling approaches that often focuses on individual pathology and shift to transformative counseling, which recognizes that bullying and the peer pressure are often symptoms of broader societal issues of oppression, power imbalances, and cultural norms. Heterodox and transformative counseling prioritizes the voices and experiences of the marginalized group, amplifying their stories and promoting empowerment. This type of counseling recognizes the need to address the systemic issues through unconventional and community-based solutions in order to effectively address bullying and pressure. 2. Stigma and shame in sexual health. Sexual health entails physical, emotional, and psychological well-being related to sexuality, including healthy relationships, safe practice, and consent. For the victim of sexual abuse. Counselors can help clients challenge societal norms and expectations that contribute to stigma and sexual shame. Counselors can help the rates in Nigeria. Also, as indicated in figure 2, in Nigeria alone, more than 5% of women, including teenagers, have reported sexual violence against them. As you can see from figure 2, transforming an heterodox counseling practice should prioritize a critical, feminist, and social justice-oriented approach to addressing GBV. Counseling must foster survivors, empowerment, and advocacy rather than perpetuating victimhood. It must encourage community-based initiatives and collective action to prevent GBV and support survivors to re-author their stories and challenge dominant narratives that perpetuate GBV in the society. Number 4, cyberbullying and digital literacy. Given the increased use of digital technology among youth in Nigeria, safety and ability to behave responsibly in the digital world has gained recognition. However, there is a significant gap in digital literacy and protective measures against online risks among youth. There are provision of counseling services that can enhance self-awareness among victims to help them cope with the emotional toll of cyberbullying. Earlier in 2024. Therefore, online safety of young people is a joint effort which cannot be left in the hands of government alone. Counselors are encouraged to be transformative in their approach to counseling victims of bullying, while government and non-governmental organizations seek to how to increase digital literacy training programs. 5. Drug abuse as a contemporary menace among the youth. Youth are the major workforce and backbone of the nation's economy and growth and development. However, young people are falling prey to the snare of drug abuse, and this which is affecting their health and well-being. Long-term drug use has been demonstrated to affect cognitive function, including memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. It becomes challenging for people to function well in learning environment or stay productive in the workplace when they lack clear cognitive ability. To effectively address this issue, we need to understand its underlying causes and develop targeted intervention. Abubakar et al. 2021. People can avoid to recover from substance use with the support of societal initiatives, including career counseling, drug prevention programs, and support network in workplace and school. 6. Mental health issues in adults. Globally, mental health issues have been identified by many scholars as one of the major problems that young people face in the 21st century. We can see from that diagram. Physical health and well-being of Nigeria can be achieved through increase in healthcare, funding, and infrastructure across the country, improvement in access to healthcare services in rural areas, and promotion of health education, awareness, and counseling in schools. 7. Stress and academic pressure among youth. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, stress has been found to be a common part of life, and it can come from many different sources, which may include academic challenges, poverty, financial difficulty, feeling unsafe, being treated unfairly, and having limited economic opportunities. Kano 2020. Stress, in particular, can be a major source of tension. Some factors that can cause academic stress include having too many assignments, not having enough resources, competing with other students and teachers, and having trouble getting along with classmates and professors. Studies have shown that academic stress can increase the risk of suicidal thought, while resilience can help protect against this. Okay, Chukwu et al. 2020. When managing stress can be a personal challenge, school can provide professional counseling services to help students cope. Counselors can teach students different coping strategies, such as focusing on their emotions or addressing the underlying problem causing stress. My contribution to knowledge. Number 1, the directed counselor towards transformative behavior and sustainable development. As in most other parts of the world, violent behavior is common and is a widespread feature among youth in Nigeria, especially in recent times. Yusuf and Adeoti 2016 investigated the comprehensive effect students of reality therapy and self-efficacy techniques in reducing violent behavior among secondary school students in Osun State, Nigeria. Based on the findings of this study, it was concluded that self-efficacy techniques was effective on reduction of violent behavior among students. Based on the effectiveness of the self-efficacy technique, it was recommended that counselors should equip themselves with self-efficacy techniques and teach students how to apply the technique at some time to reduce violent behavior in and outside the school. It was also recommended that counseling center should be established by school administrators to allow counselors to help the students in developing acceptable behavior. And school counselors should be organizing training for students on self-efficacy skills to prevent violent behavior. In the same vein, Yusuf 2020 emphasized that the insecurity of life and property associated with youth restlessness protect devastating effects for business initiative, investment activity, peaceful coexistence of citizens, psychological well-being of people, and require atmosphere for sustainable development. The key predisposing factors of youth restlessness, such as poverty, unemployment, lack of access to functional education, rising incidents of corruption, and moral decline, to mention a few, needs to be tackled using effective educational policy and principles. Part of such policy should include emphasis on the inclusion of guidance and counseling services in all facets of educational system. Yusuf 2020. The study also highlighted some essential skills embedded in counseling programs, such as self-assertiveness training, rational emotive therapy, among others, which can help the youth to learn how to resist temptation for engaging in unintended behavior. In the same vein, Hima and Yusuf 2023 investigated immediate and remote perceived effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the psychological well-being of school-going children in Nigeria. The study pointed out the urgent need for key stakeholders in secondary school education to put appropriate measures in place against different waves of COVID-19 and future pandemics across the globe to ensure that the safety and psychological well-being of secondary school students are not compromised. Two, tackling youth drug abuse through Heterodox and transforming counseling projects. Drug or substance abuse is a global phenomenon, and Nigeria is not an exception. The youth in Nigeria, like many other countries of the world, are increasingly developing addiction to psychoactive substances. Yusuf 2010 said investigated factors influencing substance abuse among undergraduates. The findings of the study show that peer influence is the major factor influencing substance abuse among undergraduates. The study underscored the need to utilize and improve guidance and counseling support services in tertiary institutions of learning, which are key to promoting healthy living among undergraduates. This can be done by employing more professional counselors into tertiary institutions and giving them necessary support to perform their role. Counselors should be organizing different programs to promote healthy living among undergraduate students. Counselors should be organizing peer support groups among undergraduates that will share with the responsibility of educating their peers in order to encourage development of healthy attitude and behavior in relation to substance abuse. Yusuf 2010 recommended that counselors should be working in collaboration with the officials of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to give awareness and enlightenment lectures to undergraduate students on the consequences and the upside of substance abuse. Based on this premise, that youth are vulnerable and have tendency to be influenced by friends, both in positive and negative ways. I conducted an experimental study in 2013 community leaders, policymakers, and to develop effective strategies for addressing the pressing issue and promoting sustainable development in Nigeria. Conflicts over natural resources, insecurity, climate change, and socio-economic factors were identified as factors contributing to emigration in Nigeria. Yusuf 2023. Training of youth in 21st century in employability skills and investing in sustainable intervention such as transformative counseling aimed at reducing the outflow of young people from the shores of Nigeria were recommended. 5. Creating a positive school climate. The role of school transforming counseling practice in promoting students' well-being. Teaching as a profession is a demanding job that requires highly intellectual activities. Yusuf 2015 investigated the causes and impact of stress on teachers' productivity as expressed by primary school teachers in Nigeria. The result of the study revealed that the majority of primary school teachers were stressed and negative impact on their productivity. The study revealed that lack of job satisfaction, inadequate school facility were major causes of stress among primary school teachers. It was also revealed that stress had negative impact on teachers' productivity. Based on the findings of the study, recommendations were made on the need for government to improve teachers' condition of service. It was also recommended that a teacher's salary scale be implemented by government. Adequate facilities should be provided in schools, and the establishment of counseling units in schools to cater for both teachers and students. This will be the dispositive factor for stress and less unattended children. Resultant consequences can have substantial effect on teacher productivity. Yusuf 2015. Yusuf 2021. Examine the perceived challenges of the newly qualified school counselor in dealing with the increased rate of different social vices among the adolescents in high school and the solution program. Relying on the findings, the following recommendations were made. Government should provide public enlightenment programs to parents, school administrators, teachers, students through jingles, posters, billboards, on the need to embrace counseling in school system and make use of the facility. The authors urge the government to provide public enlightenment programs to parents, school administrators, teachers, and students on the need to embrace counseling in school system and make use of the services. 2. The National University Commission should revise the counselor training program and increase the period allotted to practical for counselors in training to divide the queue for the task ahead. Yusuf 2021. There is need for the incorporation of innovative guidance and counseling programs into teacher production and engagement of quality teachers for the universal basic education program in Nigeria. Yusuf 2012 emphasizes the need for innovative strategy to enhance quality assurance of teacher production for UB program as the commitment of quality teachers, employment of school counselor, in-service training, orientation and refresher courses for teachers. Moreover, elements of guidance and counseling must be incorporated in science and technology, engineering and mathematics. Teacher education for UB to achieve this objective. Yusuf 2018. Yusuf 2017. Expand the research dimension by investigating primary school teachers' perception on the impact of domestic violence against women on academic performance of students. The study shows that most respondents agree that most students from violence-prone families exhibited poor concentration in class. On the strength of this, it was recommended that government should create counseling services in community to provide marriage counseling to spouse, while the school authorities should also see to the establishment well. This study revealed that there is need to give proper guidance to students for them to cope with challenges of non-residential campus system they may face. Based on the findings of this study, recommendations were made that counselors should be organizing orientation programs for new students on how to live successfully in the university and cope and manage their new freedom of living home without anybody to control them in and out of the school. Counselors should be providing to students important needs of resolving problems and difficulties in a confidential and supportive manner. 6. The role of transformative guidance and counseling practice in mitigating crime and maladaptive behavior among the youth. Yusuf et al. 2019 examined the negative impacts of crime and violence tendency on growth and development of economic activities in Nigeria and for achieving a sustainable development goal. The paper also proposed solutions grounded in effective community counseling to address the crime rate towards making Nigerian environment a safe haven for local and foreign investors and facilitating the strike of economic activities. It was the strong position of this paper that counseling strategies such as national emotive therapy, assessment training skills, and peer modeling techniques have the potency to effectively inculcate positive values in youth. This paper suggested, as a matter of policy, that government should shift attention from the crime and punishment syndrome to crime and violence preventive measures and make proactive effort to address the root causes of major crime through community counseling intervention. Yusuf et al. 2019. Effective counseling can stop crime and violence tendency in Nigeria. Counseling strategies have the potency to effectively inculcate positive values in youth. Government should shift attention from crime syndrome to crime and violence preventive measures. Yusuf et al. 2019, Yusuf et al. 2017. Investigated lecturer and student perception of causal factors and consequences of sexual harassment among adolescents in selected universities in southwest Nigeria. The study revealed, among others, that immorality among academic staff members is the major cause for sexual harassment. Female students should be trained on how to be assertive, and that counselors should be organizing orientation programs for these students not to fall victim of abuse. Also, in an attempt to address another social challenge among youth, Yusuf and Inaugural 2020 examined the effects of social media on the academic performance of secondary school students. The finding of the study shows that unlimited access to social media affects student academic performance negatively and it distracted them from their studies. It was thus concluded, in order to avoid unnecessary addiction to social media. Also, teachers should also create awareness among the students on the positive influence of social media on their academic performance. Parents should also serve as watchdogs to their children on the usage of social networking sites. In conclusion, from the onset, my research has been focused on challenging dominance narrative by advocating for heterodox counseling practice aimed at promoting social justice and change. My primary intention has always been to provide psychological support through counseling, employ psychotherapeutic principles and techniques to address students' emotional, academic, and behavioral challenges. By doing so, I aim to help them resolve these Thank you very much, sir. I also thank his management team, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Research, Innovation and Partnership, my brother, Professor Adeoti, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Development, Professor Bello, the Amigo and the first female registrar, the most beautiful registrar in the world. I think the university, this is actually there, the bossa, Mr. Akichayo Masisi, and the university librarian, Dr. Olubega Adeoti. Thank you all for your support. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Prof Chancellor, Professor Ademani Ladeko, the immediate Vice Prof Chancellor, Madam Yusuf, and all the distinguished members of the University Governing Council. Special thanks to my pioneer Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Shola Akiniade, from whom I learned so much during his tenure. And to the second substantive Vice Chancellor, Professor Bashiru Okishino, who appointed me as the Acting Director of Quality Assurance. I also appreciate the third substantive Vice Chancellor, Professor Lamaje Popola, who appointed me as the Director of Entrepreneurship Center and supported me in my role. His continued support means a great deal. My appreciation also goes to my former Deputy Vice Chancellor, Harry, my brother, my friend, Professor Anthony Kola Olusoye. Former Registrar, Dr. Falino, and Alaji Gafura Shitu, the former bossa, Dr. Masisi, Mr. Bamari Waferuke, and Mr. Benson Akilade, former CSO. I appreciate your support. A big time to all University Senate members, especially the members of Business Committee of Senate and the Committee of Provost, Deans and Directors, for electing me as the first Senate chairperson of the committee. This honor humbles me. Thank you very much. And I pray God will continue to bless each and every one of you. I would like to mention by name some professors, Professor Kiyo Yeweso, Professor Lukoye, Professor Chene Solaiso, Professor Dayo Kitayo, and many others. Thank you, I appreciate you. I deeply appreciate my colleagues and other university staff members across various faculties, colleges, centers, institutes, departments, and units. Too many to mention here. However, I want to recognize Dr. Temitope Akintunde, Dr. Olusegun Fagola, Dr. Adebisi, and Dr. Baba Kumi, and every one of you. I say a very big thank you. In addition, my thanks goes to staff, members of registry, bursary, and audit Inaugural. I equally extend my sincere appreciation to my Adeoti friends and colleagues, Mrs. Sabode Yomosayo, Ajani, Tosin, Dr. Fatoki, Jennifer, and all others. Thank you for your love. The Lord will continue to honor you. And indeed grateful to my sisters and friends, Mrs. Yamo, Adeyela, Falashadi, Ajiboye, Adeyemi Kemba, Mr. Adeoti, Jelina Chokolabi, Atilara, and every one of you. The Lord will never forsake you and your families in Jesus' name. Special thanks and appreciation to His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Adino Kwapolari, Prof, Baba Kepe, His Royal Majesty, Oba Janji Afoladi Olani, Son of Promotion, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Samson, Adeleke, Agundi Adeoke, the Ajalaye Tuna, my host. Thank you very much, sir. And His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Ademola Stephen Makinde, Owa National, for their supportive role and the royal support at all times. Kekes for me. Special appreciation to distinguished Senator Kamarudin Olalere PhD, Deputy Minority Leader of the State Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are indeed a blessing to our generation. My special appreciation also goes to the commissioners here present, Professor Ademola Adeleke, Honorable Elubole, Sunday Adedipo, Honorable Obubile Adeola Olushola. Thank you, and Honorable Payo Ogunmagbe. Thank you for identifying my achievement and for honoring me with your presence here today. To all invited guests, those who are in the hall with me, and those who are virtually present, I sincerely appreciate your presence. The Lord will continue to honor you.
Hello, sir.
I want to sincerely acknowledge and appreciate my wonderful children who have given me so much love, care, joy, and support. Extra Michael Oyedino, Oyedino and his siblings, Olamide and Olachide, and my unable grandchildren, Oluwa Yonusin, Oluwa Rensin, Oluwa Nifesimi, Oluwa Oluwa, Oluwa Sami. And my sincere appreciation to my adorable niece and nephews, Sola, Dolako Akeri, Sheyi, Favor, Kolade, Fini Foluwa, Daniel, Oluwa Chobuwa, Oluwa Kabile, Toluwa Lemi, Oluwa Dara, Eni Oluwa, Eni Oluwa, Temi Oluwa, Eni Oluwa, Eni Oluwa, Eni Oluwa. I love you. I also wish to appreciate my wonderful children, Ibrahim and Nimasa Yusuf, Rizka Yusuf, Tony Banamina Yusuf, Assistant Sunia Yusuf, Dr. Isa and Abisola Yusuf, Ahmed and Zainab Yusuf, Musa Yusuf. Thank you for your support. And I appreciate the late Ramasala and Rukaya Yusuf. May their soul continue to rest in peace. I love you all, my children. I will not be standing here today. No. Yeah, this afternoon, if not for the grace of God. And the unwavering support and the unconditional love of my darling husband. The best man in my history. The man that understands me. My prayer warrior. My best friend. My prayer companion. The man that always provides the arm for me to rest. The man that taught me how to love. This man that gave me joy and peace.
have just made stage 2 and inaugural lecture. Please, a round of applause for you. Friends of the university are here again today. And it is not always my wish to close an inaugural lecture without acknowledging the presence of some great friends of this university. His Royal and Imperial Majesty, Obadedo Kwabola and Yoruba Ogela is here today. Baba, Royal Majesty, the Ajalaye of Opetu Jesha, Oba Adeoti, Gobi Adeoti, Kabi Eslo. We are happy to have you here today. The Honorable Commissioner for Education is represented here today by the Executive Secretary, Senior Secondary Education, Mrs. Kolawale Bidoni. Mrs. Bidoni, welcome. Honorable Prince Dr. Bayo Bugando, the Commissioner for Cooperative and Cooperative is represented here today by Mr. Lowoye Elijah, Director of our Cooperative College. You are welcome. That college has become a campus of Osun State University. Are you aware of that? Yes, I'm announcing officially. The School of Cooperative Studies at Osun has been ceded to Osun State University. I want to greet the husband of the lecturer of today, Alhaji maybe Adebayo Yusuf. I want to thank you for your great effort. Your wife has called you various names today. All sorts of names. My wife will tell you, is it my husband you are talking about? I have his cold. She has your cold. I have very many interesting people here today. I have the council here powerfully represented. The governing board of this university powerfully represented. Mrs. Olawale Oladare is here. Thank you very much. She's a member of our governing council. Some of my remarks. There are different ways of counseling people, as said by Professor Yusuf. I was more of a nuisance than she was when she was young. And my mother did everything but couldn't change me to pattern more. But I just go so you learn to go alone. I just go alone. And you know and so on and so forth. When my mother tried everything and I didn't change, she went to buy the national tape player. You remember that tape player?
Yes.
That the one who used to put cassette. And Quality just released a song that time. It was something like this. It was a my Jacqueline. It was a my Jacqueline. So, when I didn't yield to her counsel, then she opted for that methodology to change me. So anytime I went out and I came back late in the night, bruised hands, bruised leg, blood everywhere. Having fought, I was thoroughly beaten by my colleagues outside. Then she will put the tape. What is the wine that's going to get better? And the music will start. I will be seated, eating my dinner. It was a man Jacqueline. It was a man Jacqueline. It was a man Jacqueline. And then she will be dancing in front of me. Then I realized that I was going down the drain. And I changed my style. And on the fourth course, I am the only professor today. On this note, I am declare this 24th inaugural lecture. Thank you.
Tẹ̀síwájú, ọmọ ire.